Good evening, guys. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. Long time no see, I know. I do apologize, but I have been very busy. Okay, so in case you have read the title, I wanted to come on here tonight and let you guys know that I did not pass my NCLEX on last Monday. So I don't want any pity party or any, sympathy and stuff like that. Guys, I'm fine. I know what I got to do now, and I just got to get back to it. So, what was last Monday? September 12th is when I went to a testing center that's maybe like 40 minutes away from my home. I was pumped, guys. I was ready to do it. I felt like I was ready. All the great signs that you want to see and feel on your test day. I felt all that. I was ready. My test shut off at 77. So right then and there, I thought I had passed. Then I I finished a few more questions, and it was pertaining to like the next gen NCLEX, which will be next year. And so it stopped at 91. So, but mind you guys, those next gen questions, they don't count towards the actual exam. So don't even worry about that part. And you really don't even have to take it. It's absolutely voluntary. But I went on ahead because I know I will be bridging back to the RN. Maybe I'm giving myself a 2-year limit. So I wanted to get the feel of it and see how they go. And they were a lot. But anyway, yeah, took the test. It shut off at 77. That was my little green light thinking that I had passed, but I didn't. And I kind of had a feeling that I didn't pass because when I came home, you know how you get that email stating that you just took your test. I mean, I had literally got in the car and got almost to my home and I got the email. And so I tried the Pearson VUE trick, and where you go in and you act like you're registering for the test again, but you use the same card, but that 3-digit CVV number, you make another number. Don't put exactly the numbers that's on your card. So I did that, and it said your payment has been declined. I was like, oh Lord. I said, I didn't pass. And then, you get your unofficial results 48 hours after you take the test. So that's when I saw the actual results, and it said FAIL. I was going to do an NCLEX reaction video, but I said, nah, it's okay. I'll just come on here and just let you guys know whether I passed or failed. So I will be retaking it again. I do have to wait 45 days before I take it again. Now, I can go on here maybe tomorrow or Friday and go ahead and schedule the test. But again, it will have to be 45 days after I took it. So, and again, I will have to repay $200 for the NCLEX. That's the bad part. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on trucking, getting in here, studying like I did before. But I want to go a little farther because, guys, to let you in on a little secret, when I was coming home some days from work, you're tired, you're exhausted, you done worked all day, you done heard a lot of babies crying, especially in my clinic because I'm in a pediatric clinic. I done gave tons and tons of vaccines. I'm mentally drained. So some days I didn't even bother to come in here and start studying. That might have been my downfall. And then sometimes, I was only doing 10, maybe 20, maybe 25 questions in a day. That's not enough, guys. Take it from me. Do not just do, 10 here, 20 here. You need to go for the gusto and do between 75 and 100 questions every single day. So, now the resources that I said I used the first time, I am going to revamp that. And I've added 2 additional things that I will be using, which I wish 1,000 times I had purchased prior to even taking the NCLEX the first time. So let me rewind, and I'm going to tell you what I used the first time. So the first time I used Kaplan because that's what my school added into our tuition. So I used that. I used some things on YouTube, which I'm still using those this time. And that's Nexus Nursing. She's on YouTube. Her name is Professor D. And Level Up RN. I started to use her too. So she was awesome. Those two on YouTube is a bonus. They glued to my hip. I'm looking at them every single day. I have them on my YouTube channel, my Instagram channel, my TikTok, all social media, Facebook, they are on there. But guys, Kaplan, for me, I can only speak for myself. I don't think Kaplan helped me. The 2 days of NCLEX review we had the very last week, well, the week after we got pinned, we had 4 days of NCLEX review. The 2 days that we had for Kaplan, I enjoyed it. I was, pumped, ready to take the test because the instructor we have, she was awesome. And then the other 2 days was Nurse Think, which is something else that we had access to in school, but I haven't even looked at that, to be honest. But this time right here, my second go around, guys, I am using UWorld. At first, I wasn't going to use UWorld because I got different views, but I still had some classmates that praise UWorld, and I have some coworkers at work that praise UWorld. So I said, you know what? I am going to use it. So I have been, even at work, in between my clients, I'm doing practice questions, or I'm creating some Q banks. I love doing that. And each day my scores are bumping up. So I'm proud of myself for that. And also I am using Remar. My cousin told me about this last year when she took her NCLEX. She said Remar is awesome. And in this book, I like how it is. I like the layout because everything is in alphabetical order. And it goes from A all the way to, is it Z? Because I don't even know if we got anything in the Z category. Let's see. It goes, looks like A to R. Yeah, I think. But anyway, guys, I mean, some of the stuff I don't really recognize from school, but it's so good the way this book is just designed because, like, say, for instance, for cystic fibrosis, it tells you what it is. It tells you the signs and symptoms you would see in a patient with cystic fibrosis, the diet, the treatments. I mean, everything is just laid out. This book is awesome. And I hope that focuses. But it's just a general breakdown of basic things that you would see if you work in a big hospital or even if you work in a clinic. Because I have some patients, who have cystic fibrosis. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. STDs. I never heard of Wilson's disease, but hey, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to go over some things. Parkinson's disease, peripheral artery disease, nursing mnemonics. I just glanced at that. Okay. So, general things that is in this book is going to be so helpful. So guys, I'm ready to just keep on rocking out these practice exams from UWorld and just seeing my scores just keep elevating. Now, I'm going to let you guys know about my actual day of going to take the NCLEX. I don't want to hold this video too long, but I just want to let you know my experience. Okay, so I got to the place, and I always arrive places early. My test was at 8 o'clock. I got there maybe like 7:20. It might have been a little earlier than that, but I just sat in my car, I prayed, and then they always tell you to arrive 30 minutes early. So I started walking in, And I used the restroom, I washed my hands real good, and then I went into the room. When you go into the room, you have to go to the desk, tell the lady who you are, give the lady your ID, because with LPN NCLEX, you only need one verification of ID. So I gave her my driver's license. She wrote my name down. And this is the part that can just throw anybody off, is the palm scan. Oh my God, you got to do the palm scan, I know, a good 10 times before you even step into the testing room. So I'm like, oh my God. So like, this is the block, and you got to put your hands on that little block to where your fingers are hanging off, and it's going to scan your palm. So guys, you have to do that, I know, a good 10 times before you even begin your test. All right, the only thing that you can take in the room when you take your NCLEX is your driver's license. Everything else has to be locked up in a locker. Okay? You go to another lady, she's going to explain what to do on your exam, what not to do. They give you this little flimsy little whiteboard. It's like plastic. And then she gives you a marker to where you can do your little math problems or stuff like that on. All right? You can have earplugs. So I picked up a box of earplugs because, you know, even during school, I put my earplugs in my ear. But when you actually get to the desk, they have the headphones, the noise canceling headphones. So I put those on. I was like, yes, this is what I need. So I put those on and I hit the start button, and, you know, the test started. So I was like, okay, I got this. So the test, I would say it wasn't easy, and it wasn't very, very hard like some people have told me, you know, but what threw me off were the select all that apply questions. Guys, you know, when you have select all that apply questions, you treat them as true or false. Okay? You got that down pat. But also, you treat those questions as true or false, you have to know that content. I mean, it can be any kind of question they throw at you. If you don't know that basic content about the main topic in that question, you might get the questions wrong. And now, the select all that apply questions, the answer could just be one answer, or it could be all answers. So that's something new that they have incorporated too. And I've been seeing that a lot on UWorld. So basically, know the information and treat the answers as true or false. So I started on my test at 8 o'clock, and I finished with everything at 9:15. You're allowed 5 hours, but they said to this date and time, nobody has took the whole 5 hours to do the NCLEX. And I'm so glad it didn't take me that long, which I knew it wasn't anyway. But you can get up from 75 questions to 145 questions on your NCLEX. And mine shut off at 77. So, how did I feel after the NCLEX? I felt fine. You know, I felt like I had done a really good job, but I just didn't know I had failed. So, like I said, you know, I made this video because I'm very transparent on my channel. Really honest with you guys. I'll let you see my good and you see my not so good videos. And this is one of my not so good, but I am not giving up. I might be delayed, but I'm not denied. And this is a minor setback to a major comeback. Because I tell you that the next time I get on here talking about my NCLEX, it's going to be the other 4 letters. Okay, guys. So, I will say this. When I do take my NCLEX again, I won't go to the same location. I will switch up my locations, which this drive might be maybe 10 or 15 minutes more than what I drove the first time. So it's okay. So new surroundings. I probably won't know anybody there. So that's good. So switch up your locations, guys, when you take your test. If you have another place that's maybe like 15 or 20 minutes, no more than 30 minutes max away from where you took it the first time, just switch it up. Maybe that can be a a bonus when it comes to passing your test. And guys, you know, just keep me uplifted in your prayers. Like I said, nobody will know when I take it because that's just me. I'm a very private person. I'm not the type of person to get on social media and be like, oh, I'm taking my NCLEX on this day, or I'm taking my NCLEX in the morning, guys, pray for me. No, that's not me. That's too much pressure. So I'm just keeping my mind on my studies. I'm getting in here, and instead of doing like 10 or 20 questions, now I might do that at work, but when I get here, I'm taking 75, which I'm getting ready to get on here now and do a 75 question assessment, because that's where you see your progress. And each time I do that, I'm getting higher and higher scores. So guys, hopefully you will see me again, which I know you will, and it's going to be with great news, I promise. So guys, until then, be blessed and be safe.